Hi there, my name is Sean O'Leary. I'm an assistant professor of biochemistry at the University of California, Riverside, which is in Southern California, just east of Los Angeles. My job involves a mixture of research, teaching, and academic administration. I've been doing it for about 6 years. I started my career path at UCD, where I was a chemistry undergraduate. I received a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry. When I was at UCD, one of the fun things that I did was research in some research labs with third and fourth year projects. And I guess I got the bug at that point and decided to move on with a PhD. And at that time, an opportunity presented itself for me to do that PhD in the United States. So I set off anyway out toward the West with a trip to New York. And I did a PhD at Cornell University in upstate New York in chemistry and chemical biology, where I learned to research into enzymes and enzymology and applying organic chemistry to complex biochemical reactions. So I guess I'd really firmly gotten bitten by the bug at that point. And I carried on as the next step in my career as a postdoctoral researcher at Stanford University in California, in the Bay Area. And there I moved on, from doing enzymology to looking at things at small scales, but in different ways, with a research interest in single molecule biophysics. So now taking molecular approaches to understand how nanomachines that are central to life work. And after the postdoc, then, having done all of this research over many years, I kind of guess I was in the path to become a professor and an academic. And so I carried on from Stanford, now not going west anymore, but dropping down to the south into the desert sunshine to my current position at UC Riverside, where I keep doing the single molecule biophysics and other related research studies. There really isn't a typical day, and I think this is one of the things that keeps me going back to work every morning. And my day involves different portions of research and teaching and administration, but depending on the season, as it were, the relative amount of those changes. So on one day I can be in the lab with some of the students working on one of our projects, or on others, just such as the start of the quarter where we're at the moment. We can be welcoming 200 or 300 students to our class in the undergraduate teaching. So I think that flexibility and variability and variety is one of the real highlights of what I'm doing. What excites me about my job? Well, I think the people really are some of the most exciting aspects of that, and getting to meet and work with so many talented and energetic and enthusiastic people is really a great way to work. And that happens as well in all of the areas. So in doing research and being able to create new knowledge with very talented and ambitious students. And but also in the teaching sort of forum to be able to help people who are on their own career paths and looking toward their futures. I think that kind of mixture of what you can do and the people that you're working with is one of the really most exciting aspects of my job. There's lots of attributes that are useful, but among them, probably organization is one of the really top ones, and that applies throughout research and teaching and administration, and on a practical level, just staying on top of things, because lots of things get thrown at you in this role, and juggling them and balancing them and making sure they all get done is really important. Specifically to some of them in the research sphere, of course, background knowledge always useful. So the ability to read and think and kind of absorb information is really useful as one moves forward with that. And that's true also of the other aspects as well. And then just not procrastinating, right? That's one of the attributes that I think has gotten me quite far. Which sounds strange, but again, there's just a lot of things that come your way, and just making sure that they're all, the ducks are all in a row, and things get done. And then you can apply the knowledge and other skills that you have in a structured way, and that makes it all go quite well. There have been challenges along the way, and they're kind of specific to individual situations. The first one, of course, is as a graduate student doing research is hard. Experiments fail. As I like to say, 90% of experiments fail. And if I'm doing them, 99% of experiments fail, probably. But the flip side of that is, if a bit of persistence and keep going through it, it does work out in the end, and people get their degrees and create this new knowledge as well. So, in some sense, that challenge has the flip side of achievement, and that's a really positive thing. A second aspect, though, more recent years, securing an academic job in the US is quite a challenge. It's a very competitive market, lots of talented people with PhDs and postdocs competing for one position, in many cases, up to 200 or 300 applicants in chemistry. So that's a real challenge, and I think, again, all one can do with that is do the very best that one can in the research and in aspects of that, and to an extent that's just out of one's control a bit, but the best research that one can do, and then off one goes and looks for it. And so that's been a challenge, but in the end, here I am, and so I think all the good things come in the end. I think, obviously, as an undergraduate, your job, as it were, to an extent, is just getting the grades in your classes and the exams, and doing well in the exams. And to an extent, that sort of sounds like a short-term milestone, right? Pass the exam and here it is. But I think information and knowledge and things that I would have learned at UCD all those years ago, I still use them, not maybe on a daily basis, but quite a lot, more than one thing. So having that knowledge and really immersing oneself in it is a great way to position yourself as you go forward. In terms of things you can do after UCD, I think I'm never very much one for a sort of a locked into a plan kind of thing. I think it's important to have a loose plan, right? I mean, to do research, you want to stay in science, to go to business, industry, and so on. That's important to have a loose plan. But locking oneself into something too much is sort of can be a negative as well. At least for me, because you don't get to sample the opportunities that may come up along the way. And certainly, I mean, me going to Cornell was an opportunity that came up, and I came completely out of left field and did not really expect that to happen. So, keeping one's head above the parapet, as it were, to look for those things is really good. And I would say, also don't be shy of taking opportunities, right? I mean, it's a bit scary and ambitious to do things at some point. That's fine. That's great. Enjoy it. Not to be cliched about it, but seize the opportunity, seize the day, all of those things. And just having your degree at UCD and the knowledge you'll have gotten, you're going to be really well positioned to take opportunities that come to you. And just the excitement is in exploring them, and explore widely, and it all comes together in the end. So that's my main advice.